Good morning. Today is Monday, August the 9th. It is 9:05, and we are back for Anchor Your Week, number 27. If you missed last week, you missed a good one. Last week, we talked about Babe Ruth. We talked about why are you so hard on yourself? And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And remember, we learned that Babe Ruth was known for the home run record, but he was also known for the strikeout record. And so our takeaway last week was swing for the fences. Just swing away. Don't worry about the strikeouts. Don't worry about the calls that you don't convert a lead on. Don't worry about the clients that you didn't negotiate well enough or whatever. Don't worry about it. Swing for the fences. Swing away. So today we're going to kind of stay in that same vein. We're going to talk about failing forward. Failing forward. Babe Ruth could not be or could not have been the home run leader if he would not have experienced failure. Do you agree with that? If he did not experience a strikeout or strikeout after strikeout after strikeout, if he did not experience that, how would he be able to fine-tune his swing and his power to eventually be the home run leader at 50 home runs in a single season? So how do we translate failing forward? How do we fail forward? And we looked at Babe Ruth. We learned about him. We've got another sports icon this morning that we're going to share. And this one is from basketball, number 23. Raise your hand if you know who it is that I'm talking about. Very good. So Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls. Listen to what he experienced as he failed forward. One of my favorite all-time quotes from basketball great Michael Jordan. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. It's not sports. It's not Michael Jordan. It's not Babe Ruth. It's Cody Chembars. It's Audrey. It's Chris. It's Kim. It's Deborah. It's Stephanie. You put your name there. We all are going to fail. So why are we afraid of it? Why are we paralyzed with the fear of failing? Is it a natural response? Is it something that we've adapted and learned over time through society? What is it that causes us to be complacent? What is it that causes us to be comfortable? What is it that causes us not to push ourselves out of the comfort zone because we're afraid of failing? I want to tell you a little story, and then I'm going to go back to that, being afraid of failing. So yesterday, I ordered a little miniature basketball hoop for the back of the door in the living room. We got a free one from Chuck E. Cheese, and we've worn it out. I'll sit on the floor, I'll throw basketballs, Ollie, the kids, we'll just play for 15, 20 minutes. So I stepped up the game and I went and ordered one from Amazon. It was here yesterday. I mean, it's a nice one. The rim is metal. You can even dunk on it. There's some spring action to it. So I was excited. I was like, man, this is awesome. But what I found was, as we were playing with the new basketball goal, Ollie started showing frustration, and he started showing doubt, and he said, Dad, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. There's no point. I haven't made it in the goal yet. I haven't made it in the hoop. And I said, son, that's part of it. How many times, as I'm sitting on the floor and I'm just shooting, I said, how many times have I made it in? Well, you've made it in more than me. I said, yes, but I've still missed shots. I said, part of part of missing the basketball goal is the practice and the movement. It's the muscle memory to be able to give the same power and the accuracy and the distance. It takes me practice. You have to practice. And so he got frustrated. He got discouraged. And then I had this idea, let me pull out a chair. So we just pulled a chair from the table, and he stands up on the table or the chair. And so he's probably, 4 to 5 feet from it. And the very first ball that he throws, he makes it. And he looks at me with such surprise and excitement and enjoyment in his eyes. He lit up because he got it in. And now he still missed a lot of shots, but then he was more successful at getting those. And so at one point, I said, all right, Ollie, you practice with the chair. Now we're taking the chair away. Oh, I don't want to. I'm not going to make it. And so I tell you that story because it's a natural part of us. Nobody likes sitting there shooting a bunch of basketballs at a goal and not making it, right? It's like bowling. The point of bowling is to get a strike. If you're throwing a gutter ball every single time, are you really going to have fun? But eventually, if you continue to throw gutter balls, you're going to learn that from that failure, right? Just like I was learning from the failure of missing the shots, I was eventually figuring out the touch. I was figuring out everything. And so if we embrace the failure, now we can achieve success. And even if it's just a small taste of success, it lasts us enough to get to the next moment of success. Because I still experience failure. I'd make one and then I'd miss 5, or let's be realistic, 10 or 15. And then I'd make another one and then I'd miss a bunch more. But I've already trained myself to know that I'm going to continue to practice. I'm going to continue to fail. So when I'm consistent, I can sit down and I can make the shot that I need to do. And then Ollie, as we finish the story, Ollie, I encouraged him. I said, all right, you can do this. Just get a little closer. And then it wasn't as devastating of failing as it was initially. And then we got back the chair out, and then his confidence came. And so we have to learn how to fail. We have to. It's a part of every single person's life. You're going to fail. I'm going to fail. You're going to want to quit. If I told you how many times I've wanted to quit and walk away from real estate and walk away from everything that we've built, you wouldn't believe me. But you can ask Christiana. How many times has Cody said, I'm done, I'm ready to run, I'm not cut out for this? You'd be shocked because it's a part of life. It's a part of the journey. How many times have I battled myself to go to the gym? How many times have I battled myself to work, to get out of bed, to go to work because I don't want to fail? I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make a mistake. I like having everything together. I like not making errors because I'm hard on myself when I make errors. But I've learned to embrace those moments because without the failure, how am I going to get the wisdom that I so desperately need and all of the people around me need? Right? If marriages didn't fail, how can somebody go and help somebody else that's on the verge or the brink of divorce, right? Or a healthy marriage, somebody that's living the marriage that everybody looks for and wants for, lining up with scripture. How can somebody, even in my marriage, like we've experienced failure, we've been on the brink of divorce, we've almost quit multiple times, but how can I embrace the failure to improve myself. I had to realize that there was a breakdown in me, or there was a breakdown in the relationship or the communication or whatever. I had to come to a realization that I failed. I didn't want to be a failure. And so I chose to keep moving, and I chose to love my wife and to improve myself. And now we're celebrating 10 years this year of marriage. So we have to learn how to fail, but fail forward. Going back to the comment, so many people are afraid to fail. What I really believe, and you can send me a comment, you can comment that you don't believe this. I believe that people are really afraid of succeeding. What am I going to do when I succeed? What is that going to look like? Will I be able to handle it? Do I want that? Right? You stop yourself from achieving the success because you don't know what it's going to be like when you experience it. Now, that's a whole nother topic. Let me give you a couple of points. Don't ignore failure, embrace it. Welcome failure. As strange and as paradoxical as it sounds, welcome it. It's like Chris and I, when we went golfing last Friday, he was critiquing some of my shots. I was going to fail if I would have continued to swing the golf club to where I was going to. And he said, Cody, I wouldn't do that. Look at where you're aiming, right? I did not ignore that failure. I would have failed if I would have hit that shot. But I instead listened to wisdom, somebody that's already failed in that arena or that area. And they spoke wisdom and said, you might want to adjust your shot. You might want to change your feet. You might want to change your aim. So don't ignore failure, embrace it. Because when you fail, and if you continue to move forward, you continue to learn from that moment, then you're not going to make that same failure again. At least that's the idea, right? That's you don't want to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, because you've got to do something different to achieve different results. Don't repeat past mistakes. If you've done something and it didn't get you the results that you wanted, why would you redo those same things to get the same results, right? That's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing and expecting different results. That doesn't work. So if I wrote up a contract this way and I didn't get it and I failed and I'm on my 13th contract, well, maybe I should try something different of writing my contracts. Or maybe I should reach out to somebody that's been having success with getting their buyers under contract and figure out what they're doing. Instead of just say, well, we wrote 13 offers, I'm done. I'm not cut out for real estate, right? It's that fear of failure. Learning all versus knowing all. And this is part of our journey as people, as human beings on this earth and in the heavenly kingdom that we serve. Learning all versus knowing all. We have to learn through mistakes. We cannot let the fear of making mistakes keep us still and not moving forward, right? That's the worst thing that we can do, is to just stay still, to stay in one spot, to say, well, I'm good here. I don't need to step. I don't need to go anywhere else. I'm just going to stay right here because I feel comfortable. I'm okay right here. We are called to continue to move forward from glory to glory, from success to success. We are called to do that. So we have to learn through that process. I had to learn how to write up offers. I had to learn how to help new agents. I had to learn how to talk a client through the buyer's remorse process. I had to learn how to talk to sellers when they're outrageous on their price and bring them down to a point that would the price point that would sell the house. I had to learn all of that. I had to fail to get to the point where I'm at today. I had to. I failed so many times, but I've chosen to continue to push forward. So learning all, experiencing it, making the mistakes versus knowing all, right? You guys could glean from my knowledge. You could adapt some of the wisdom that I've learned and apply it to your life, and you could save yourself a lot of trouble. Absolutely. But you're still going to fail. You're still going to have opportunities that you messed up on. But those are learning moments that you've adapted for yourself. So when you're coaching or mentoring or working with your clients, you're going to be equipped, you're going to be prepared because you've experienced that situation. It's not if we will have problems, it's how are we going to deal with it. You have to decide, you have to go ahead and set that boundary up in your mind, in your thoughts, that said, if I experience failure today, when I experience failure today, I am going to choose to continue to push forward. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to balk at the failure. I'm going to continue to go and figure out what it was that I did, or that the situation happened, and I'm going to continue pushing forward. How am I going to deal with it? Go ahead and decide right now that if I don't convert a lead today, or if I drop a listing appointment and they don't choose to list with me, okay, what did I do? I'm going to go back and decide, play through that script, play through that moment. What is it that I did that caused the seller to not list with me today? Or what is it that caused this buyer not to sign this buyer brokerage, that they wanted to go work with somebody else? That's not failure. That's not failure. That is training you to be better, to win every single person that you meet, versus me. And maybe you're at one out of two right now. Maybe you're at 1 out of 3 people that you've talked with. But every failure is an opportunity to make you better, to have 100% conversion. Listen to this one. And this was from, let me pull up my notes here. This is from John Maxwell. Realize, we have to realize that we will spend much of our life making mistakes. Take action and gain experience. Take action and gain experience. If we stay paralyzed in fear on the sidelines, we'll never get out to be able to take the shot. We have to realize that it's okay to fail. I want you guys to fail. I want you to. This is a safe place for you to fail. It is. Maybe you were raised that you couldn't fail. Maybe you have that fear inside you that, oh, I don't want to fail. It's got to be perfect. That is not realistic, and you need to release yourself from that. I've had to do that. I've had to release myself from perfection. Nobody is perfect, and nobody will be perfect, but experience will teach us how to be the best that we can be, whether that's in marriage, whether that's being a friend, whether that's real estate business, whatever that looks like. The experience will teach us how to overcome any and all obstacles. Let me show you one last quote. And again, this is from John Maxwell. He's got a book called Failing Forward. So if you want to pull that up on Amazon, I don't have that book, but after reading some of these quotes today, I am really considering going to get a copy. If you listen to this one, if you are succeeding in everything that you do, then you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. And that means that you're not taking enough risks. You risk because you have something of value that you want to achieve. So push yourself, get out of your comfort zone, make the phone calls, talk to the people at Walmart, call your sphere, reach out, do the videos, make a podcast, whatever you've been thinking, whatever you've been mulling over in your heart or in your mind that says, I feel like I'm supposed to do this, but I don't want to fail. I don't want to have someone laugh at me. You should do it. I want to challenge you. Get out of your comfort zone today. Do something that fear has stopped you from doing prior to today and watch what happens. And again, you may fail. You may call that person, that lead that you've hadn't wanted to call, and they may not answer, or they may say, they may hang up on you. But don't stop. Keep pushing. Punch fear right in the face. Punch it right in the face. All right, that's what I've got for you guys. You have a wonderful week. Next week, we will be live. Chris will be sharing a word next week for Anchor Your Week number 28. So we will see you next week. You have a great day.